All right, Devoted Company. This hand seems okay. It's got 5 pieces of mana in it, but like one of them cycles. You get sick more often since you have kids. 110% you get sick more often when you have kids. Foreboding runes, vampire. What does Skulk do? This creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Got it. When you played Skyrim, I picked up some of them. I don't think I ever collected all of them, though. I don't think I had ever collected all of them. Yeah, and not only do you get sick more often when you have kids, but like when your kids jump into school and daycare and stuff like that, like things that they're interacting with other kids, you get sick even more often. It's the worst deck I've ever played an SCG event. Like the worst deck I've ever registered, or like the worst deck I've ever top 8'd with? Those are two kind of different questions. I ended up not going this weekend. I was pretty sick most of last week. I got sick Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and then was ill until yesterday morning. Ended up making the adult decision to not go this weekend, which I'm glad I didn't go. I'd have been pretty miserable, at least through the first few rounds and on the ride there. That is quite the mana base. Registered, not counting Owling Mine. God, Owling Mine's such an easy pick for the worst, right? I don't know. I've registered some real stinkers. I've top 8'd with a lot of real stinkers too, to be fair, though. Huh. That's an interesting draw. I think I'd rather Collected Company here and try and draw fire with that, so to speak, I think. I think I'd rather just Collected Company here. Nothing to see here, just very unlucky. Clicked through my combat step by mistake. Just the gosh darned confirmed unluckiest. Should I turn the light on above me? Am I a little dark here? It looks like I'm kind of a vampire skulking here in the corner of my frame. You got here, we got that big bad lord. We do. Look at that. +2/1 and flying. I'm gonna pop my overhead light on. Also going to close the door before my children start getting loud upstairs. They're not quite in bed yet. All right, before blockers, we'll go ahead and company, because I don't remember exactly what all we have as life hits, but they're already tapped out, so let's find out together, shall we? We could company into a combo next turn. We need Devoted Druid plus a werewolf or whatever here. I guess we'll just take the things that don't die. It's a pretty easy choice, right? Any order on the rest of those? I'm doing well, Jace. I feel like a real boy. Another Kitchen Finks. That's decent. Okay, so because I hit the Kitchen Finks, we're gonna go Devoted Druid into Kitchen Finks. That way it doesn't look like we're necessarily gonna combo them next turn. Glad you're back on a normal appropriate status. Glad you're playing some good old-fashioned Magic decks. Thanks for the bits, Nicholas Bolas. Donated for Vile Smasher with bits last Tuesday. Drop me a message, 77577 with how many bits you sent. I probably missed it. I do that on occasion. So it really sucks with how I use bits as a system, but there isn't actually like a bit dashboard where I can look up all of the bits that somebody cheered. So like when people donate bits midstream, I'm just like vigorously trying to notice and write them down on my notepad so I can update my spreadsheet at the end. I definitely miss them on occasion, so. Hey, always Tang. Thank you very much for the 2-month resubscription on the Twitch Prime. There's a lot of great content producers on Twitch, so I appreciate you supporting my stuff again this month. Welcome back. Look, I figured I can be hip with the new kids and get the fancy frame going on. I catch any of the Hearthstone GP. I did watch some of the Hearthstone GP. Their coverage is great. Just quite excellent. So they don't have any good attacks here, right? Like, I guess they could attack this in, but that doesn't really matter. So if they don't have removal here, they're dead. Because this makes infinite mana, and then this lets us kill them. I'm going to click a bunch, but our opponent's going to die to this Rhonas and its activations. Going on Immortal. So my opponent has messed up the timing here. If you're going to use removal against the Devoted Company deck, you can't interact with it once they're both on the table, because I'll just do what I've done here, which is just respond to the removal spell by generating more mana. So I'm going to generate an arbitrarily large amount of mana here, and then Rhonas is going to pump up one of my things. Yeah, opponent. I was just about to mess with my opponent. I'm going to click for a while, but you're going to die at the end. Just like give them the option to move on if they'd like to. This is probably a worship matchup, right? Seems like a worship matchup. Seems like a matchup where I probably don't need Eldritch Evolution as much, maybe. Bits for every turn 3 kill. Well, that wasn't quite a turn 3 kill, but that was 4, I think. I'm doing well on my Googles. I feel like a person. No, that's not intentional. Although maybe you could say I was having tremors while I was typing. Yeah, the new banner is great. I told my graphics guy to have some fun with it, and he sent me a couple of mock-ups, and that was the one I liked. I think it's just like 2 worships in and these 2 out. Like, they're just kind of a beatdown deck, and I think we're definitely we're better off comboing them to kill them, as opposed to trying to value them with things like Voice of Resurgence or Tireless Tracker, perhaps. Yeah, I don't think this is a Path to Exile matchup. I don't think they're quite aggressive enough that I need to be like spot removing their things. No, the donation deck lists are $10 now for subscribers. I'm playing friendly leagues anyways, and I wanted to standardize the price between Magic and Hearthstone. I did not play at the Open this weekend. I ended up staying home because I was sick for a better part of the weekend. You know what? I'm just going to start telling people I was undefeated. Because technically I didn't lose a match. That's going to be my response. Oh man. And then, so one of the sweet things about this deck is, I mean, sure, it's good against exactly the big Vampire Lord, but like, I feel like a lot of our games are going to go like that last game went, where like my opponent's going to tap out for this big Vampire Lord, and I'm going to untap and combo kill them. And then I just like don't really care about their big Vampire Lord. I'd much rather just like have a higher density of cards in my deck that kill them, as opposed to trying to interact with their inferior strategy. Like, recognizing like what your role is in a given matchup and realizing when you're the beatdown versus when you're supposed to be interacting and trying to play a bigger game than your opponent is important in a deck like this. And by and large, in a matchup like this, I think we are certainly the beatdown more often than we're not. Like, the onus is on our opponent to be interacting with our stuff as opposed to the inverse. What's going on, Oprick? Exclamation point. There we go. That's fantastic, Rogue. God bless. That's like some Immortal Echoes level command right there. And look, my opponent's tapped out. My opponent's tapped out for a 3-mana thing here. So we get 7 shots to draw Vizier of Remedies. And if we do, we kill our opponent. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's worth noting, and this is a good example of like why you shouldn't oh, wait, I can just chord for it, right? I just chord for it, and then I can company into stuff. Yeah, we'll just chord for it. I'm dumb. It's worth noting that if I hadn't sideboarded at all, this worship would be a copy of Eldritch Evolution, and then I would have the guaranteed kill this turn. Whereas right now, there are definitely a series of draws I could have where I don't win the game this turn, because this collected company could be really bad and then I could miss. Whereas if I had if I had what's it called in my hand, Eldritch Evolution, I could play this Noble Hierarch and Eldritch Evolution it into Duskwatch Recruiter, and then we're guaranteed to win. So sideboarding here actually could potentially lose us this game. Like I said, you really, it's possible I just shouldn't have sideboarded at all. Hey, Maester, thanks for the 6-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Thank you for the continued support. Welcome. And like now they're gonna have a turn to interact with my Devoted Druid here. Although I guess they're gonna have to interact with both of them, right? Because I get to like make enough mana to put this other one on the table. And I'm pretty confident my opponent's not gonna have a sweeper in their like mono creature deck, which is nice. Going on, Isabus. Man, yeah, look at that open top 8. What a degenerate non-interactive format Modern is. All those people that told me you could only play linear decks, they were so right. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Happy Sunday. How you doing, opponent? How you doing? Any tutor, any Viscera Seer, any Walking Ballista, any Rhonas, any Duskwatch Recruiter, just like a lot of good stuff here to end the game next turn. Oh yeah, Viscera Seer is not lethal, right? I don't actually have black mana. It's a good call. It's a good call. I didn't fetch black on one. Yep, Viscera Seer is not lethal. I was just assuming I could cast all my spells. I'm a liar. Good catch, good catch. I'm just gonna take a look for 6 here. No blocks. I'm so upset that I sideboarded. Like, would I had the turn 3 and missed it? That I'm this big dumb stupid here with this worship in my hand, just like wishing it was anything else. I mean, worship kind of wins the game. They might have something weird that drains me out. Grab Overgrown Tomb here, so we can draw Viscera Seer as lethal. That's pseudo-lethal, I guess. I have 100 bits more from Nicholas Bolas. Just like, again, like, people, I really feel like new players, even experienced players, like just when you're new with decks like this, it's very easy to misevaluate your role and over sideboard. And I think even bringing in these 2 cards in this matchup, like, my opponent's deck just isn't aggressive enough on average to have warranted bringing this in. And if I would have just, like, not done this, I'd have had my other tutor. I'd have won the game on turn 3. Yeah, Brutality's probably their most likely life drain. Which, judging based on the cards they're playing, there's a good chance they're playing a budget deck. So, like, I probably don't have to worry about Collective Brutality, but we'll see. We got, it's a big scary vampire. Glad I got this worship. Things I worship, all of these creatures. All right. Yep. Another thing worth noting that this attack is free because this can't get -1 counters on it, so I might as well attack and like let them eat it and gain my 2 health here. Yeah, I agree. Looks like our opponent's likely playing a budget deck, so pretty good chance they don't have Collected Brutality. And again, it looks like I've gotten a little bit unfortunate here because we had a lot of looks at a payoff, but at the same time, again, I think I just missed sideboarded. I think if I would have just not had this worship, I would have had a tutor, we'd have just got him. It's so weird tip for a card to be in play, but it for to like not affect or let you use the top card of your library. Like I'm so used to like all of the current design cards where like you see the top of your library, you can like play them. So I keep seeing land and going, oh, they get to play a land. It's like, no, this isn't Courser, it's a Vampire Nocturnus. It's definitely a Vampire Nocturnus. Because you want to be different and weird. Hey, Moose Juice. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people producing content on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with your Prime. Welcome. Welcome to everybody. Hope everyone out there is having a great weekend. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. We're in our first match here with Devoted Company. Currently up a game against some vampires. Three-color budget isn't necessarily bad, but it's definitely less consistent mana than if you were playing, say, monocolored budget deck. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping by to give support with the Prime. Tap 5. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Well, we are suddenly on a very, I'm glad we have 3 copies of each of our combo piece here. That is, yup, that, well, that, tap 5, untap vampires you control, gain control of target creature, it becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. Well, we've got about 1 turn here. Well, we've got this worship card in play, so we're not going to die to their team. We're going to die to them taking our stuff. So hopefully we draw a payoff here this turn or next turn. Hey, look. A payoff card. So my opponent missequenced again here a little bit. They probably should have waited to activate this, because now I get to go ahead and scry a bunch and gain an arbitrarily large amount of health. And eventually I get to like stack my deck, but in the meantime I'm gonna sack this a bunch. No Hearthstone today, just a couple Magic Leagues. We'll be doing Hearthstone again on Tuesday for sure, Hubs. And in Paper Magic, my opponent wouldn't have any outs at this point. But on Magic Online, they still have outs. Alright. What are we looking to stack on top of my deck here at this point? Looking to stack a... So, can they gain control of 2 of my things next turn? They can tap 5... And they can play this. I'm basically just looking to stack like a Walking Ballista or anything at that point, right? Just like a Ballista or a Duskwatch Recruiter is also fine. This is my surprise face to next mage. Yeah, Rhonas is also fine. It's my surprise face that X-Mage has implemented loops already. Magic Online has existed for 2 decades and has it. Alright. Let's just keep putting this bad boy right on top. Oh, I can also just sacrifice whatever they target now, right? They actually can't gain control of more of my stuff from here. If they have a piece of spot removal in their hand, they can take me off of the combo, right? Because they can gain control of a Devoted Druid, and then they can shoot the other one. Yeah, I agree, Hasu. The Magic is very bad at enforcing slow play, and part of the problem is that, especially on coverage, it kind of perpetuates itself. Like, people see Magic pros being deliberate on Magic coverage, and then they take that into their minds. They go, oh, well, the professional players play really slowly and deliberately, so I should play really slowly and deliberately. And then, like, it's kind of this, like, annoying snowball effect where, well, they do it, so I should do it. What's going on, Super Guy? So next turn, we generate a lot of mana, we Chord for Rhonas, and then we kill them. We may or may not get to Blue-Black Prison tonight. We're going to see how well Devoted Company and Band Friends go. If we don't get to it tonight, we'll get to it tomorrow. So we're targeting this one, so I'm going to sack this. Well, geez, Bob, you knew it was lethal. If you type !donation queue in chat, there's a link to a Google spreadsheet, and the Google spreadsheet has a link to the deck list. Hey, X3, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so thank you, thank you, thank you. We're only at 40 because this is Magic Online. All right, I'm gonna Chord for Rhonas. And again, we could have won on turn 3, but I probably over sideboarded, so we didn't. Now I'm gonna have to make a bunch of mana here, so feel free to entertain yourself in whatever way you find the most entertaining, while my Devoted Druid here gets wiggy with it, or whatever you want to say. All right, look at that. Look at that. All right, so how much mana do we need? Anybody want to do the math on that? My opponent has... Oh god, it's extra messy because they have a first strike lifelinker. Damn it. I have to like move into combat. You can't go infinite on Magic Online, chat. The reason why I'm not making the play you'd make in paper is because you can't do that on Magic Online. So the mistake I made here is because they have this one stupid first strike Death Toucher, I'm going to have to attack with multiple things and make multiple things lethal through it. Oh, they all have first strike too, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to attack with, God, I just have to attack with all of my things now. So total punt on my part, because my opponent's making me click through it, is that I have to attack with everything. So I don't want to start making mana to pump stuff until they've declared their blocker. So I don't know which one I actually have to pump yet is the issue. Rhonas can't attack this turn. He also can't give himself trample, right? He also doesn't pump himself. Yeah, I need that. I know I have plenty of time. It's just annoying that my opponent is a giant brick of salt, this is the reason why I get asked to take this deck list a lot, and I take it every once in a while. Even though I think this deck list is very good, I don't play it very often because people at Magic Online are pillars of salt. And generally, that's one of the upsides of friendly leagues, is that generally people are a little bit less salty monsters in friendly leagues because like they're not Magic Online tryhards as often, but you know, you still get people on occasion that they're like trying to milk Hey, this looks miserable on Magic Online. Put these towards mono blue control. Thank you. My opponent was commenting in chat that they only lost because, and this is probably why they're salty, they commented in chat that they only lost because they tapped their creatures, and I was like, no, if you hadn't tapped your creatures, I would have just gotten Duskwatch Recruiter and looped for Walking Ballista, but that was more clicking, so since you tapped your guys, I went for the line that required less clicking. So, we're gonna be here a minute, but they're dead. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always forget about the sell command. Here we go. While I'm clicking, go watch that YouTube video. It'll make you smile. It'll make you smile. Yeah, I can sack to prevent his life drain. That's a good call. That's a good call. At least my Devoted Druid's a good dancer. She's got that going for her. Gonna be able to put that on her college resume. That's true. I could spend the entirety pumping here because they obviously don't value their time. I feel like I should bit.ly that salt video so I can link it in because believe it or not, you can't actually click hyperlinks on Magic Online's chat, and you can't copy and paste from Magic Online's chat because, well, you know, Magic Online. All right, so that's 20 something. That's 40. I mean, so here oh, look at that. Look at that. They decided they wanted to leave. All right. Oh, Marion, thank you for the 3-month resubscription. A quarter of a year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Normally, I do an ad break after the first match of a league, but I know a lot of people just got here from Star City games where you saw enough of those, so I'm gonna hold off on my first ad break for a little bit and show some more Magic instead. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing? Welcome, hanging out, playing some Modern. Nope, I pretty much just play what people pay me to play, Tippa. So, I haven't had anyone donate for Blueback Face, so we haven't played it. And as someone who does this to pay the bills, I understand being obligated to run some amount of advertisements, but what I don't understand with SCG specifically is that they have enough natural downtime from just the lack of Magic that they have from the lack of time shifted feature matches that I don't understand why they can't just put advertisements for Twitch at the end of their stuff. Why can't you put an advertisement at the end of every match and before every match as opposed to literally during the match? Reflector Mage is a little bit brutal here. Our hand is pretty exceptionally slow. The fact that our opponent had no 2-drop is very good for us, though. I'll have you know I paid good money to have my frame sharpied. Thank you very much. You missed the ending of the match due to ads. Yeah, we're going to play at least 2 leagues tonight. We're going to play a league with this deck, and we're going to play a league with Bant Super Friends. I don't know if we're going to get to a 3rd league. I put Blue Black Prison up there, but we might leave that one for tomorrow. We're going to have a nice long stream tomorrow. All right, so we're going to cast Collected Company in response here. We like obviously have Collected Company, and that's what they're gonna name. That's pretty decent. All right, so I have to block here, right? Do I have to block here? Yeah, it's lethal otherwise. I'm just gonna get these two. I don't want to get the Devoted Druid or the Eternal Witness, because that will make them name Collected Company, which will in turn lock the other Collected Company out of our hand. Am I dead? I'm not dead anyways to that, right? Oh, I am dead anyways to that. So, like, I'm not literally dead, but I'm effectively dead because I'm obligated to block. I'm obligated to block two things here, which means I'm just going to be a little bit too slow. All right, so humans, worship seems great. Chord of Calling actually seems a little bit slow. Does that seem unreasonable? Rhonas is probably a little bit medium. Thank you, Salmon Sun. Thank you for the bits. I'll get those added to something sweet. I want worships. I think I'm trimming Chord of Calling, like some number of Path to Exile. Honestly, maybe I'm just gonna take all these chords out. I don't know. It's so tough because we're a combo deck, right? I guess I don't need Selfless Spirit in this matchup. I probably don't want all of the chords, but a non-zero number of them are likely good. Important 2 Path to Exiles. Like we are definitely more aggressive than they are on average, I think, with our combo. But I also know that the inverse of like, they're going to have enough disruptive elements to break us up that I don't want to get locked with too many things in hand. Yeah, maybe the witnesses are the trims. That's fair. I could probably go down. That's 27, 26. 26 creature hits is a little bit low, but it's probably fine. Let's do this. No, I'm not making bad sideboarding decisions because of Magic Online limitations. If we're gonna lose because of timing out, we'll lose because of timing out. That's fine. When people send in decks like this, they just need to understand that, like, if we lose because of Magic Online limitations, that's just like what the software does. What's going on, Blur? Look at that beautiful piece of Moto artwork. Everybody appreciates that. Yeah, enjoy that beautiful piece. Mark Zug, he does such great artwork. Untap that, remake white. Static Caster. Pew pew pachew. That's a little brutal. Well. Of course, Urkdar. There we go. Yeah. So we're dead, right? Yeah, we're just too far behind at this point. All right. So this is a new innovation of mine. See, on this channel, we play ads while there's downtime. So while we're waiting for the next match to pop, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at. My name is Jeff Hoagland, hanging out playing some Modern tonight, playing some Devoted Company. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason that I'm able to stream full-time like I do. You can also support my stuff by supporting some of my sponsors. mtgotraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you, and if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, we just like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia. Be sure to ask our moderators here for your complimentary timeout. At any rate, we have our third match for 1-on-1 with the Devoted Company deck after taking a quick loss to humans there. This hand's got 7 lands in it, but I've got a Devoted Druid, so like the world could be our oyster. I would not be surprised if a smarter person than me told me that I should mulligan a hand like this, but I feel like especially on the draw, this is probably fine. Look at that, there's a Duskwatch Recruiter, so now we're just like a tutor away from a combo piece. I love that we have the complimentary timeout in writing now, so that way more people ask for it. Wooded Foothills into Sacred Foundry tapped. Could be Burn with a conservative draw, could be Poop Bears. That's interesting. So we're definitely playing Devoted Druid here, right? The question is, am I willing? I think against Eidolon, I think I'm still willing to go Shock second mana dork here. What a difference the play versus the draw makes, huh? We got our hands come together well. Usually we keep a hand that's effectively 7 lands, then we draw 2 more. Here we've drawn running pieces of gas, which is great. Not surprised to see Devoted Druid eat it here. There's literally a link on the spreadsheet. I also tweeted it out. Hey, the Spellweaver, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. I know there's a lot of great people producing content on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting mine this month. Grim Lavamancer in the main deck's gonna be a little bit brutal here. Might have a hard time grinding through that. I guess we could probably find a couple of Eternal Witnesses here and be in an okay spot, but in general, that's gonna be a tough nut to crack. I don't think them gaining health is going to be the make or break point here, but you're right, I could have denied them that. Gristlebrand's a fine deck. I don't think it's any better or worse than most of the garbage people play in Modern to set the bar low. Alright, so we'll grab Kitchen Finks plus Eternal Witness here. And then Eternal Witness will pick back company. Yeah, when you subscribe to the channel, Lesselmos, there's a list of the different subscriber icons and like what they mean. Meaning skull cracked, sure. So that probably means I don't want to chump with the Kitchen Finks this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and chump here. It's another Coco. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Coco aggressively now, so that way I can gain health this turn. Yep. Although I guess this lets them know that I'm like gonna have this Devoted Druid. They need to play around it, I suppose, which is a thing. I guess the fact that I said that 3 health probably wasn't going to matter might be incorrect, because, like, it looks like this might come down to just, like, Kitchen Finks beating them down. You'll need to message me in private off stream, Nathan Goal. I don't look at decks midstream. There's just too much going on. Hey, the Blur. Thank you for the 4-month Twitch Prime resubscription. I appreciate that. Thanks for the 3rd of a year of support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Whom are we shooting with the Lava Man? Yeah, we're getting... And we could have them at 7 here, right? As opposed to them being at 10 if I had paid more attention on the Devoted Druid. I thought for sure we were just going to be comboing them, but the fact that this Grim Lavamancer is making that pretty unlikely. Whereas, like, just beating them down with Kitchen Finks with the Grim Lavamancer is pretty reasonable. They suspend a Rift Bolt. I was like, their mana went away. What happened? Nothing came up. They took a Rift Bolt and threw it under their table. Doesn't surprise me that Devoted Druid eats it there. Just keep swinging, swinging, swinging. Just keep swinging. Doot, doot, doot. Go ahead and crack in for 6 here. Pithing Needle type situations you can get out of with Rhonas. It's also a little bit faster for Magic Online. It's a different card when you're playing fair. Yeah, that's because I care about what people post on my channel. Unlike a lot of channels on Twitch, my Twitch channel is not just a toilet for people to poop in. There are a lot of Twitch channels that are effectively toilets. Yeah, our opponent wouldn't be alive here, right? If I'd have denied them health game. And they actually can't cast a spell here. Things that are worth noting. What's going on, Emian? Life is swell. Hanging out, playing some Magic this evening. Love to block with this. I am using a standing desk. Where I am an old man, and sitting as an old man for extended periods of time is bad for my back. I am feeling well, Big Mama. Thank you. That's an Eternal Witness. That's a yummy piece of candy. They can Lava Man their Eidolon. That is true. Eidolon, bro. Eidolon, dude. I have to block both of these here, though, right? Oh, they're gonna block plus Lava Man this. Is it correct to keep this Eidolon alive? Because keeping the Eidolon alive means they can't cast spells. I think it is, actually. Yeah, I think it is, actually. Yeah, I missed a scry there, because I could have scried the one they were shooting. Ooh, that's really good, actually. Because I have 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. Yeah, okay, so that's actually lethal. That's actually lethal. Because they used their Grim Lavamancer already. So that means... And they can't cast a spell out of their hand because their Eidolon will kill them. So we do this. Activate here. Grab this. Untap this. Cast this. And they're dead. It's gonna take some clicking, but they're dead. I'm gonna click for a while, but you're dead, Jim. Yay! God bless you, friendly league opponents. God bless you. We actually don't have cards in our sideboard for this matchup. I guess you could argue Worship's a card for this matchup. I guess Pontiff's fine. Do I bring in Pontiff because they have Lava Man? Lava Man's pretty annoying. Feel like I wouldn't mind a tutor for that. Feel like I would not mind a tutor, having a way to tutor to kill that. I'm gonna bring in one Worship. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna trim Selfless and Rhonas and bring in Pontiff and Worship. Our 4x Kitchen Finks main deck is... I'm not sure you know how Eidolon works if you think it's gonna stop Suspend Bolt. Yeah, the 4x main deck Finks deck is pretty decent against burn, so it doesn't surprise me that we don't have much of a board plan here. Seems good. Just like the fact that we have lands that don't deal a ton of damage to us is great. The biggest thing I learn every time I go to an open, or in this case, don't go to an open, is how many people don't know that they can. This is just like a good thing to know if you have friends that go to Magic tournaments. You can look at the results of everybody that played in a Grand Prix or an open by looking at the coverage pages, as a heads up. Walking Ballista is the better utility card when you're not comboing, is my line of thinking. Yeah, the new sub banner is great. My graphics guy did a great job. Just A+, very happy with that. I'm very unlucky. I don't have any plays, nothing to see here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just cast this now, actually. I'm a liar. Because if we hit Kitchen Finks, I just want to do it while they're tapped out. It's actually pretty terrible, huh? I mean, I guess I bought a rebuy here, but like, we're actually pretty close to dead now. We're going to 8. Nice, we have plenty of blockers. The banner is Kinklebiter and Wannabe Beetle. It's on top of my deck. Devoted Druid. Alright, I'm pretty sure I don't want to take any damage here. Like a safe. Safe just like doubles. Yeah, we're doing well into Siam. Jake actually ended up not being sick, which is good. He was just moping around the yesterday morning, and I feel entirely like a person again, which is great. I was still pretty sick through most of the Thursday stream. You just powered through because I didn't want to take too many days off. It's actually already in the queue, Holy Diva. And we've played that deck before in the past. I don't actually think that deck is very good, but like that's like the definition of modern, right? It's just like people playing decks that aren't actually very good. All right, let's start with some yummy cocoa here. Das Coco, yeah. I'm gonna get extra Devoted Druid here. Devoted Druid is gonna pick this. Eternal Witness is gonna pick. Opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore. Opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore with us. All right, we're 2-1. Beat Burn. Beat a Mardu Brew. Beat Lost to Humans. Slow and steady, slow and steady. There are countless hours of me playing the Rock deck on my YouTube channel. You can watch me play it in a bunch of different matchups. On the die roll, I would love to play first. Thank you. Please don't be another burn deck, because I'm going to keep this hand. I think it's a Holly over Ballista. I think cutting Ballista in general is probably very wrong. I think Ballista as a removal spell is very useful, and as being the most flexible way to kill your opponent is very useful. Having a kill through Ensnaring Bridge outside of combat is very good. I think potentially replacing Rhonas with Sahali could be a reasonable swap. The fact that you go down a Collected Company hit is real, but I think it has real upside there. I think Sahali's probably the better card compared to Rhonas as far as like card quality outside the combo goes. We do just have 1, 2, 3 here if there's like tap out for Search for Escant this turn. Help me motivate me by dumping on nerds. I hope your housework goes swimmingly. Hot cocoa, GG. Hot chalk. Play a search. Tilt. So rude, opponent. So rude. Why do you hate fun, opponent? Why do you hate fun things like infinite combos? I'd like to rebuy my mana creature. Rhonas is fine. Like it's a playable card. It's reasonable against the control and the attrition heavy matchups for sure. I wonder if this is an electrolyzed turn. I think I'm not going to play out the Vizier because it smells like an electrolyzed turn. Shillelagh. What's wrong with how I pronounce Shillelagh? Wants to fight? Put the dukes up. Wants to fight? Well, that's a beating. This matchup's probably not very good for us. It's definitely one of the matchups that we have 4 voices in our sideboard for. What's going on, Billy? I thought I was going to the Open this weekend, so I did shave. My hair is, well, you know, the lack of hair that I have. My beard looks decent today. Logic Knot. Actually renewed on expiration day with my Prime Several 17 months. Welcome back into CM. I appreciate the continued support. Yeah, we have the fancy new low delay thing set up. It's a distinguished hairline. That's one word for it. Distinguished. I'm not fat, I'm big boned. Extinguished hairline. That's a great play on words. All right, so I'm gonna attack before doing anything here because this smells like another spell queller. Let me sniff that out at least. I think Burn is generally a bad matchup. I think my 4 Kitchen Finks deck is great against Burn. I think it's probably bad against Jeskai Control. Sounds good, Nicholas. Catch you later. I assume we're dead here. Hey, please don't kill me. Welding Jar being able to target itself is a legal Magic the Gathering play. It wasn't what you intended to do, but it is technically a legal play. They are correct. They're very correct that that is a legal play under the rules of Magic the Gathering. Are they dill holes if they didn't refund you because their interface is garbage? They're certainly dill holes, but they are technically correct in their saying of that is a legal Magic the Gathering play that the client allowed you to make. I'm supposed to board down on the combo here, right? I feel like I'm just supposed to do that. I don't know. I think all 4 paths is wrong. But I'm just supposed to become like a mid-rangey deck in this matchup, right? I'd respond to that their interface is a laggy piece of crap and they should refund you. And they should fix Welding Jar so it prompts you, hey, did you mean to sacrifice this to target itself? Like literally most other cards do. Like when you try to sack Viscera Seer to itself, it goes, hey idiot, did you mean to sacrifice Viscera Seer to itself? And that's good user interface design. That's a prompt to protect the user from an action that's easy to mistakenly take. Am I a dill hole or are they? Why not both? I feel like your assumption that only one of you can be a dill hole in a given interaction is wrong. Maybe I want one more chord and one less bird. Mana dorks are probably pretty bad. Let's do this. Let's do this. Is it still supposed to rain tonight? I kind of want to crack my window instead of turning on the AC, but I don't want to do that if it's going to rain in a little bit. So what's the hourly weather report say? It's supposed to rain at midnight. All right, I'm going to be done before midnight, so I'm going to crack my window. In before it rains on my computer overnight because I forget to close it. Being a dill hole isn't it? See, there's someone that understands. Hey, Pixoid, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people producing Magic content on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting mine with your Twitch Prime this month. Welcome, I appreciate that. Welcome to everybody that's hanging out. Got almost 800 people in here already hanging out while we play some Modern. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week here on this channel. If you're enjoying my stuff, make sure you hit that follow button at the very least to let you know when I go live and with what. If you're really enjoying my stuff and want to help me make more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to be here full-time like I am. Eidolon's okay in this matchup. I don't think this archetype quite has enough instant speed threats to really leverage Eidolon to its fullest extent. I don't think I really want to Eternal Witness back this bird, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this land and pass. Maybe you could argue I should just cycle the Horizon Canopy this turn. I mean, like, of all the bad decisions Wizards of the Coast makes that we could needle them for, charging $10 for a Magic Online account is probably one of the least bad. Like, couldn't we needle them for, oh, I don't know, taking all of the money they've made off Magic Online and spending it on Magic Arena? Oops. Probably not supposed to say that one out loud. I don't know why Wizards of the Coast doesn't invite me to their player events. I don't get it, chat. Why don't they like me? Whoopsie. Weird, Nivik. I did ping everyone on Discord. No, ley lines are working. Those ones are no longer on the no-fly list. So we'll be getting to some Legacy soon. I think we're gonna do Legacy on Tuesday. Or I might break my rule and do split format tomorrow, actually. I might do a couple of Legacy decks in the morning and then close with Modern. Path to Exile. That's rude. There aren't that many basic lands in this deck, which kind of hurts against these Path to Exile control decks for sure. I love that the timeout thing is on a banner now. It's so A+. So fantastic. All right. Well, I think I'm just playing this bird and playing this township and passing. I really think I want to just hold on to this Eternal Witness to pick a Collected Company or a Chord of Calling back up. I don't know if JC's in the queue, otherwise Dealer's Choice. Thank you for the bits, Sal. I'll get those added. I do appreciate it. I don't recall if JAC's in there now or not. I'll make a note for Dealer's Choice otherwise. Thanks for the support. I have a little bit land heavy hand this game, but our draw definitely hasn't done us any favors on top of that for sure. Well, that's terrifying. Ooh. Ooh. Well, on the off chance the mono removal spell deck doesn't have a piece of removal, we could be in an okay spot here. Sounds good, Nivik. All right, I'm gonna block. I'm gonna fetch shock and try and pump up the jam with this township. I don't even have to fetch shock, right? I can just activate this. Yep. 2 health. Crisis averted. Bump up, the bump up, the bump up, the jam. Bump up, the bump up, the bump up, the jam. All right, so we're gonna take 4 here, down to 15. That's a Voice of Resurgence. That's pretty sweet. Would like to play this Antelope. How does my Antelope make you feel, opponent? Does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Does it make you feel a little bit cryptic? Feel like this makes my opponent feel a little bit cryptic. Rude. It's a real shame I don't just have the combo here to kill them. All right, so there was actually a Geist Jeskai deck in the quarterfinals, semifinals. I believe it lost in the top 4 of the Open. I did. I got with the times. I try to pride myself on not being one of those curmudgeons that's terrified of change and things being different. So I'm embracing the here and now. The future of Legendary Borders is here on this stream, and we are a part of it, chat. Can everybody just embrace what the Legendary Borders mean to us? Just appreciate it. I have no idea what Mana Trader pricing is like Cryptic Remand. I just remember looking at their service and going, that seems like a lot of money for Magic Online rentals. Especially compared to like what places charge to rent paper Magic cards. I remember comparing it to what I was paying to rent physical Magic cards and going, it should not cost as much to rent Magic Online cards as it costs to rent MTGO cards. No, I use MTGO traders. When I'm not variety streaming, before I was variety streaming lots of different Magic decks, I just owned my decks on Magic Online. Because the important thing to know about Magic Online, I'm not sure if a lot of paper players know this, is that the economy on Magic Online is far more competitive than in paper, because it's very easy to turn your cards into other cards or turn your cards back into tickets or cash. So when you're buy listing cards on Magic Online, you're not losing 40 and 50% of your value. A lot of the time when you're buy listing Magic on cards on Magic Online, you're getting 70, 80, even 90%, 95 in some high-end cases if you're turning it back into credit too for other decks compared to paper. So it's much easier to be liquid on Magic Online, so the risk with owning is much lower. So unless you're someone like me that's going to play 5 different decks a day, usually it's better to just own cards on Magic Online. Yep. It's not like paper where you're vomiting stuff away. If you're like searching for a deck to play, then sure, a rental service or proxying or something like that's probably okay for a little bit. But like long term, like the logic behind renting versus just owning the stuff that you're gonna play for a little while seems like similar to the logic between like renting a house and owning a house to me. Smash with these nerds. This is able to block this. Maybe this attack is bad because they can trade the Colonnade for it. It's a Settle the Wreckage. That's kind of brutal. I guess I deserve that. Hello, darkness, mild friend. Oh, it sucks to meet with you again. At least I didn't attack with that, I guess. Maybe I should have left the voice back there, right? Yeah, I think I should have left the voice back there. Yeah, this is pretty much the game here. I feel like I would have been in that game still if I hadn't played into the Settle the Wreckage is hard there, but the fact that I misplayed there in conjunction with how many lands we drew, like, we needed to draw more action or I needed to suck slightly less. Both of them together was not going to be enough. At any rate, we're 2-2 now, so we got one more match in this league. While we wait for the 5th and final match to pop, I would just like to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who's watching here. There's a lot of great people producing content on Twitch right now, so thanks for joining us here while we play some Modern this evening. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're enjoying my stuff, please be sure to follow the stream, consider subscribing, and be sure to check out some of the sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your Magic cards into other cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides premium men's clothing using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoolClothes. You can save 20% on your first order of premium shorts, underwear, t-shirts, polos, all sorts of great stuff there. And of course, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronics, Justin, Nivik, and you. They'd like to remind you to hit that follow button if you're enjoying what you see. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything if you're unfamiliar with Twitch. It just gives you notifications on when I go live and when I go live with. I always try and put the names of what I'm streaming on a given day in the stream title. We're actually on the 3-banner, 4-banner plan since we added another sub-banner Voltaic. And unlike some other streams, I want the focus of my channel to be about the Magic content and not to be all in on the advertisers. Even though I love my advertisers, like, they're only here to support the Magic, right? So my goal is to do 2 shorter ad breaks as opposed to like one giant like minute, 2-minute long ad break. Let's try and keep the ad breaks under a minute. That's my goal at least. So instead of doing one longer ad break in the middle, I do two shorter ones. Seems fine. Seems good on paper at least. You've not missed the Bant deck. In fact, you have walked into the 5th and final match with the Devoted Company deck, and we're gonna play the Bant deck starting next. And this is actually a pretty quick league. We'll see how the Bant deck goes. The Bant deck is quick. We might do a third league tonight. I need an ad break while sideboarding, right? And next we're gonna go to sideboarding after these messages. Ooh, gosh, that was so close to being perfect. It was so close. So if I would have, and again, these are like mistakes that I'm making while I play this deck. If I would have fetched Shocked, I'd have killed them this turn, right? I'd have killed them this turn. Or if I would have drawn a land. I needed to draw an untapped land there, or I needed to have fetched the right land on one. No, I don't kill, right? Because this is only 2, 3, 4. So I can't Chord for Vizier. Chord for Vizier is not a legal play. Yeah, I'm aware. If I hadn't messed up, this would have been fine. Hey, Questa, thanks for the 3-month resubscription. Thanks for all the great Modern content. I'm glad you enjoy it. I really love playing Modern, so I could witness a land back, but I feel like witnessing a land back is loose. Doesn't really accomplish anything. Oh, I could have witnessed the land back and then played Vizier. Okay, yeah, because I could witness the land and then I'd still have 2 mana left over. Okay, yeah, so for people that aren't quite following what I missed, so I could have gone tap this, tap this, tap this, play witness, pick this up, and then I could have untapped this to a 0/1 and made this, but because I played the Noble Hierarch, that's no longer a line that's available to me. So Chad is right that I had lethal here, because then we could have had infinite mana and corded for the Duskwatch Recruiter, so I missed lethal 2 different ways there. Both by fetching my land wrong on the first turn and not seeing the Eternal Witness pick the land back up line. There is only one thing Magic players enjoy more than playing Magic the Gathering. It is complaining about Magic the Gathering. It is. That's just a cold hard fact. I think if your goal is to grind value on Magic Online, you should go to work instead. Oops. Oops, did I say that out loud? Why doesn't Wizards of the Coast promote me? I don't understand. You should never do anything in Magic or game related with your goal being making money. You should do things that are Magic and gaming related because you enjoy doing them. That's just the truth. You should, if your goal is to make money, you should go to work, because working for an hourly wage is good EV. The expected value on whatever your dollar per hour job is much higher than playing Magic the Gathering. Here's to another month of memes, streams, and explaining to people why they are wrong about Stoneforge Mystic for the millionth time. Camwell, thank you for the 4-month resubscription. I really appreciate that. A third of a year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. All right, so it's a better resume builder too. I didn't miss lethal again, chat. We couldn't chord there. My money comes from being an entertainer and producing content. Speaking as someone who traveled a lot and just had the goal of playing Magic the Gathering for a long time. I played Magic 30 plus weekends a year for, I don't know, 3 years in a row, 3.5 years in a row. Could have attacked with Devoted Druid and untapped it twice. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Look at that. Could have gotten the Exalted and then used it with the Exalted with the extra counter. Yeah, that's a great line too. There's a lot of little things you can do with this deck. All right, so we'll chord for our Devoted Druid in response here. And like, we're probably just gonna get picked apart at this point, but again, I definitely had the ability to kill them early if I would have taken better lines earlier in the game. How'd the SCG tour go for my bank balance? I broke even playing Magic 30 plus weekends a year for 5+ years in a row. There's a reason why I stopped doing it, because like traveling that much to only break even isn't stellar, but you know, traveling that much and breaking even is better than a lot of people that I know do. I know a lot of people that spend a large amount of money traveling to play that much. So the fact that, you know, I played and traveled all that much, you got to meet a bunch of great people and see a bunch of neat places. Like, I don't regret doing it, but it definitely wasn't something that I did with the goal of making a bunch of money. All right, yep, and we're dead here now. We're just, yeah, we're pretty dead at this point. Yep. I mean, I was a little bit fortunate in some ways, but like, I played good Magic for the most part. Like, I'm not some kind of savant Magic player, but like, I'm definitely above average compared to a lot of people, which definitely helps. Mardu Pyromancer is a fine deck. Like, if you look at this game and say Mardu Pyromancer is a great deck and that's why they're won, like, that's just not true if you watch the game, right? Like, I had 3 different lines to kill my opponent this game and I just didn't see them because I'm not experienced enough. Yeah, I think we're actually okay with Gavony Township here, right? Like, I'm nugging them in the air here and this Gavony's just going to turtle me up on the ground. Yeah, I was an adult with a job. It's funny, whenever people would ask me how do you become a professional Magic player, my answer was always the same thing. Get a job, get a 9 to 5. If you want to travel and be a professional Magic player and play a ton of Magic on the weekends, you should assume that you're going to make $0 at every event. And if making $0 at every event is going to cause you financial distress, you shouldn't start doing it. You should only go if you can go and spend that money at a loss and look at it as, if you do make it and if it does end up turning into something good for you, it has to be upside. Yeah, definitely. Like, I gained some notoriety. Like, my ability to have created a following and a presence here on Twitch is definitely attributed to some of my success from the SCG events. Like, it definitely isn't the only reason, right? Like, there's plenty of other people that play a bunch of SCG events that also stream and aren't quite as successful as I am. But like, that was definitely part of it for sure. I started playing a bunch of SCG tour events, during my the last semester of my graduate program. That being said, I had plenty of money while I was going to college because I worked 40 hours a week while going to undergrad. I think we've hit the point. That's a good. I was just about to say, I think we've hit the point where this township's not good enough anymore. But this, is there a company in here? Fuck, there's not a company in here, is there? I just assumed this game's been going on long enough that there had to be a company in here. I mean, what is that? Evolution's just worse than Chord of Calling, right? Witness might actually be the line here, just to put more power in play. Unknown Stober, thank you very much for the 3 months, a quarter of a year. Welcome back. Omaha 17, thank you for the 3 months as well. Welcome back, folks. I appreciate it. I think it's just chain witnesses at this point. We don't have a Pontiff in our main deck. We have a Pontiff in the sideboard. We had a Pontiff to go get. This would be an easy call. So this is going to pick back up Witness, and then we'll Witness Chord of Calling here then. We can chord for a 2-drop. It's a real shame there wasn't a collected company in there. Is there somewhere I can find your most recent? Yep, all my deck lists are on my YouTube channel. You open the description of the video. I always put them in the video description. There's people that play Magic professionally in the same way that early baseball players played baseball professionally. Professional Magic players have day jobs in most cases. Most professional Magic players have day jobs. That's just the truth of the matter. I think I just want a Chord for 2 here, just like use my mana every turn. I'm gonna get Devoted Druid, so that way if we hit a collected company, we can set ourselves up nicely here, I think. I guess I could get Duskwatch Recruiter. Yeah, Druid starts double Gavony. That's actually pretty valuable. I didn't count that. Well, that's a good draw. So this sets me up with infinite mana, but like I don't have anyone to take to prom once I have infinite mana. I guess it lets me double Gavony, which is nice. That's probably fine. This is only a really good game because I missed lethal on turn 2 and turn 3. Our opponent should have died. Yeah, there's a Pontiff in our sideboard, which I currently don't have access to, unfortunately. Great, so we're definitely activating Township at least once here. Am I activating it twice? Should probably figure out if I'm dead if I activate it again. Yeah, I'm just gonna hope they don't count. I don't know. Maybe. I think it's pretty likely they have a removal spell regardless of how we slice it. And I kind of want to just keep townshipping up here so that way they can't really attack too aggressively because I just threaten to kill them on the backswing. This gives them an opening in the air here, but I guess it doesn't because like this is lethal on the backswing, right? Now it does. Does give them an opening in the air. Am I dead? I assume I'm dead with this attack, but I haven't actually done the math. Yeah, look pretty dead. Would I have not been dead if I didn't tap these? Nope, I'd have still been dead. And again, like, it looks a little bit like we flooded out there, but you gotta remember, a game is a collection of decisions, and I definitely made a bunch of really poor decisions in the early game. Definitely had a huge window to slow my opponent down a bunch, or kill my opponent early, and I definitely just missed the lines. So I definitely want all of these. I don't know if worship's good enough here. I think this is another I'm just supposed to trim combo pieces. Selfless is probably fine. They're probably bringing in a sweeper. Yeah, brutality beats worship too. Yeah, I'm not a fan of worship. I feel like people overboard worship. In general, I'm not a huge fan of it in modern. I feel like worship to me feels a lot like the type of card that Blood Moon has kind of become in modern, in that in a lot of situations it's only really good against bad players or exceptionally unlucky players. I feel like good players with well-built decks and average draws will generally have the tools to beat a card like Worship or Blood Moon, and players get really hung up on the fact that it can steal them games, so they play it anyways. So part of the advantage of playing a combo like this is that the fact that one of your combo pieces is a mana dork is pretty appealing in a deck like this where you're very mana hungry. The fact that the Devoted Druid is another way for you to cast Collected Company ahead of curve is really ideal. Here's my thoughts on the Magic Arena. Feel free to read those. Hey, okay. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great content producers on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting my stuff this month with that. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, I agree. But that's why I said it's good against inexperienced or unlucky players. Because, like, experienced players are going to know when to expect it and be able to play around it in a lot of cases. I have no idea. I've never played with Blue-Black Prison. We're gonna play some games and see if there are any advantages. I think having a Dryad Arbor in your deck and having to draw it is a pretty terrible downside. So I think having a Dryad Arbor just have a kind of cute upside probably isn't worthwhile. Right, when the anger of the gods me, I'm gonna vomit, but we're definitely not letting them Thoughtseize our only castable spell here. Ooh, God, that's great. Just like no more spells for you this turn. Get out of here. All right, so they left Blood Moon in against my base green deck with 12 mana dorks in it. All right. Oh, that's interesting. I actually don't have any ways to take enchantments off the table in this 75, huh? That seems kind of loose. I don't mind having none in the main deck when you're trying to be very linear, but having 0 in the 75 seems kind of bad. Like a Reclamation Sage or an Abrupt Decay seems like a mistake. Hey, Lord of the Pearl Trident, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me make content this month. We haven't played Mardu yet, Fleckmister. You can always check the queue to see if things are still in there. See, it's pretty good. Voice of Resurgence is decent in this matchup, so is Pontiff. This is a viewer deck list. This one is not my own. So, like I said, my feedback is definitely going to be you should have at least one way to interact with artifact or enchantments in your creature toolbox deck. Yeah, I think I'm feeling like a person again. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Man, are they gonna Blood Moon me again even after how swimmingly it went last game? It's a brutality. Oh yeah, escalate me, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time. Do. Everybody dance now. Do. All right, land. Ding. Guys are done. Boom, 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 boom. Your video since the first gen video with Matt, and I figured some of my fun money. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And good reminder for people that if you're watching this on YouTube in the future and you can't make it over to catch me live and you want to support my content and you have Twitch Prime, I don't actually have to be live for you to subscribe to my channel. So if you don't use your Amazon Prime Fun Money and you're one of my many YouTube viewers, hi YouTube viewers, you can pop over to twitch.tv Jeff Hoagland even when I'm offline and use your Twitch Prime there using the subscribe button. I do appreciate that. God, they left Blood Moon in. That's so wild. And again, I think I think the fact that this mana base, like, just the combined greed of, like, and this is what I meant when I said it only gets inexperienced or, like, bad deck builders. Like, the fact that this mana base simultaneously, this deck simultaneously has a DG Pen 22. Thank you for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome. The fact that this build simultaneously has no way to kill a Blood Moon and doesn't have a basic plains, I think is very bad deck building. I think you should definitely be doing one or the other. Like, I get it that we have 8 mana dorks that can make white mana, but I feel like if you're not going to have a way to take the Blood Moon off the table, you should probably have a way to, yep. Yeah, there are 0 basic plains in this deck. Thankfully, they're down to 1 card in hand here. They do have a Faithless Looting in their bin, so like their average card quality is going to be pretty decent here still, but we're in an okay spot yet. They're Fatal pushing my Walking Ballista. That's aggressive. Yeah, I agree, Blur. I agree. You know, in a world where Field of Ruin and Ghost Quartering people are pretty aggressive with those style of cards, I think not having at least 3 basics in your deck in general and not having a couple of different basics in different colors is pretty bad. You concede for the life EV? Nah, all right, maybe now we're conceding for the life EV. That's pretty brutal. I break off here for a turn or two, we could be okay. It's a good top deck on their part. Yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely too many black shock lands and no basic plains. There's like multiple Gavony Townships in the deck too, right? There's 2 Gavony Townships, so some bit of that has to give, I think. Not gonna play that bird out. Hopefully this Tireless Tracker can go the distance against this last hope. We just need them to draw 1 more brick here. I have like 100 chests in my stash right now. I generally only sell treasure chests when they are 2.5 tickets or more, and they've been 2.3 tickets for a little while, so I'm waiting for them to go back up before I sell or until I need tickets. Blackstar Quinn, thank you for the 5-month resubscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. All right, now I'm going to concede because this deck is not built in a way that can beat this board state. So again, I feel like I definitely punted the first game in that match, but the third game was certainly lost because the deck was not constructed in a way to be able to play through Blood Moon, both in its inability to be able to destroy a Blood Moon once it's on the table, and its inability to fetch out from under a Blood Moon before it got onto the table. I think it's kind of silly that there are three black sources in this deck, and there's only 2 black cards that you're rarely casting, combined with a third in the sideboard. So I think that would be my primary feedback. I think Worship in general is not fantastic. So yeah, I would like a Reclamation Stage in the 75. I'd also like a basic plane. I think the number of mana dorks in this deck is fine. I think the fact that the main deck has a bunch of 4-ofs and is very focused on combo killing is actually very, very good. I would be inclined. It's $2.50 to open a Chesnivik, because that's how many dollars I get for them. No, you don't need a swamp in this deck. There's 2 Viscera Seers. You don't need a swamp in your deck. In fact, I'd probably cut the Godless Shrine to play a basic plains. I'd be tempted to turn this Rhonas into a Shillelagh, Sahali, whatever you want to pronounce her, the Angel, to try that out. But yeah, I would get a basic plains in here. I would swap this to an Angel, and I would probably try at least a Reclamation Stage in the board. No, I don't think so. I think just being like as linear as possible with these effects is fine. Like 6 tutors and company just trying to linear opponent out game 1 I think is reasonable, but against decks like Mardu you just can't linear them out. Sure. This hits off company, but like you got 28 company hits. I think that's fine. All right. Let's get some Bant friends in here, shall we? Some Bant friendos. Ready to do the time warp, chat? Let's do the time warp again. Any Rocky Horror fans in the house? Nah. Those of you will notice I'm missing some of the cards in this deck, which I'll pop over to traders really quick here and place an order. Pick up the stoof that I'm missing. Traders always has the stoof. This curve looks like a straight line, right? Alright, just gonna message traders really quick. This order to return. Like, where did my traders windows go? I was hiding behind. What are your thoughts about cards being legal in China standards and not in the rest of the world, regardless of playability? I mean, has anyone with half a brain, like, I feel like the whole China legality thing, it's like, it's as bad as the hideous frames out of Amonkhet, right? It's like something some intern at the office dreamed up that someone was like, hey, that's a good idea, let's do that. And like, they never consulted anyone outside of their office for like whether or not this thing was actually a good idea. And like now it's like everybody reasonable is like, this is a really shitty idea. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Look, man, I'm sure if I said everybody agrees that the smell of dog poop is bad, there'd be someone in Twitch chat that would be like, but I really like the smell of dog poop. And like, sure, you're entitled to like the smell of dog poop, but the popular opinion is that dog poop smells bad. Dog poop smells bad. I think to say dog poop smells bad is the popular opinion, I feel like is not incorrect. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to turn some of these chests into tickets. I might have to do it before the price of chests goes back up, which would be sad. All right, I posted on the Twitter. God. Oh, I do have damping spheres and flooded groves, don't I? Bob, I did it. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's probably true. Matches where you want spheres, you're fine turning off your things. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just so we can talk about what good deck building it is later. If you're going to be buying into Magic Online, you should visit mtgotraders.com and using code HOGLAND you can save 8% on your singles orders there. MTGO Traders is very competitively priced. I don't just say that because they give me money. Before I started streaming, they were who I bought all of my Magic Online singles through. Again, if you didn't hear me talk about